Hello, hello, mystical, magical, amazing, beautiful beings. As always, this is Alora Mystik, and I am coming to you just to talk a little bit about the recent portals that are happening this week. So I do want to just say again, thank you for being patient with me with doing a lot more of the audio video uploads. As I kind of indicated to you guys, I'm wanting to push out more content, but I'm having to work with what I got the time wise, and I'm just not in a space due to a contract that I'm working right now underneath my, myself, my business, but it is a contract that I'm not able to actually record when I'm on site. And so, video wise, for confidentiality reasons and all that great stuff. So, the audios are really helping with still putting these videos out to you to drop this information, as well as I'm actually in a program as well too, a couple different programs, and so very, very, very busy on top of everything else that I'm doing with rebranding my coaching counseling business, launching a new metaphysical boutique business, my own ascension and development, and just all these different things going on. So hopefully after I have to do my thesis, and once I finish that, then I have one thing kind of marked off my list. And so my goal, my intention is to get that accomplished and done. Well, no, I have to, yeah, by April, before the end of this semester ends. So after that, hopefully I will have a little bit more time as well. But until then, I'm still going to be dropping these for you. I try my best to at least put images present that are related to the topics, or images of myself, so that you can just feel. Yes, so that, don't know what happened, but I believe so. I was just saying so that you can be connected with me and still get an idea of who I am. We're going to blame some of these technical glitches on Mercury retrograde. That sounds good versus, at this point. So just bear with me here. So what I want to do, I'm going to jump in because I only have about maybe 10 minutes or so. I was actually meditating on the days run together. I believe it was either Monday or Tuesdays, just sitting with my ancestors, at my ancestor altar, and just sitting with them, communing with them, and then kind of going into a meditative space. And I planned on doing some work on Saturday. When I say work, we're talking about the magical, mystical things, right? As we know, that's 222, which is a amazing date in Portal, and it came through very clearly to not sleep on the energy of 220. So to utilize 220 through 222 for some heavy shifting, some heavy manifesting. There's going to be a lot of energy circulating around. The portals open those dates in particular. And so I wanted to just come in and share that with you. A lot of times when I get certain dates or even times, I then refer to numerology a lot with looking up those numbers to get extra clarity. But even before getting to that point, what came up was definitely that particular window is great for working and connecting with not only your ancestors, but of course your ancestors, but also with your higher self, your oversoul, and with oneness with the universe. So that period is all about. It's going to be great for ancestor veneration, great for healing. If you have had challenges with connecting with, or have been interested in but hadn't done so yet, there's definitely this energy that's going to be very helpful and beneficial for you with initiating that connection during this time period. DNA healing and activation, which I've taught before about epigenetics. You can research that a little bit too, and how we actually do house with to a degree the experiences, the DNA that was within us is also very much tied to our ancestors as well. So that's starting on 220 through 222. But also, let's keep in mind, because the ancestors is very clear too, that we are in Black History Month. And while, of course, we celebrate Black history every day, right? It's not just this month, but there is something still to the high access of energy that's available to us, accessible at this time because of Black History Month. And so there's a lot of ancient ancestors, a lot of historical beings that are a little bit easier, for lack of a better word, to connect with during this time as well. But there is just this energy that's circulating that's very honoring to those of African ancestry and those who are majority melanated beings. And so as I advocate a lot, is to utilize the portals and the energy that's available to you. Let's work smarter, not harder, right? Necessarily so. To, if you don't for any reason get a chance to work on a portal from 220 to 222, even next week going up to the end of this month, you can pull in a lot of that energy if you haven't already been doing so, just to really connect with that your ancestors. But think about it from this perspective. When I say connect with your ancestors, it's not only this is also about your manifestation. Like our ancestors, those who specifically are elevated and healed and ascended, are there to also assist us and support us and guide us with our manifesting. And so when I'm saying things like this energy is available to you, this is also, be creative, tap into that creative energy, connect with them for that guidance, because it's also about just your manifestations and what it is that you are calling forth from the spirit realm, so to speak, into this physical 3D realm or reality. And so, so get into the numerology just a little bit. You look at 220, 2020, which actually breaks down to a number of 8. You can break down a little bit further if you want to, but there's a vibration of 8, right? And so 8 is typically known as the number of harmony and balance. Balance between the physical and the non-physical, the conscious and your subconscious, the earthy world and the spiritual world. It's a very deep number. It also has this connotation of you reap what you sow, which is not a negative or low vibrational thing. But again, talking about you receive what you put out what you receive, how energy is constantly in flow. Like I said, the harmonious and balanced aspect of that. It is also a vibration of power and of self-mastery and of freedom and authority and prosperity. That intuition, as is considered the highest feminine number. And so when you look at that in that day of 2/20/2020, those is the type of things that you can utilize that vibration as well to what you're manifesting. So prosperity is one where we're talking about unlocking, right, as I said, your own DNA for your spiritual gifts and abilities and healing, your veneration. Also with connecting with your higher self, your oversoul. Very much about freedom, so you can do a lot of healing on this day as well, because it's about balance and harmony. It's also associated with justice, and so if you have any work that you're doing as well from that perspective, it's a good day to do that kind of work as well. I'm trying to think of what else comes up. The infinity symbol, okay, is what? Number 8, if you really think about that, right? The DNA strand, if you look at a lot of that, what that symbolizes, you can find the number 8 within that as well. 2 circles, the number 8, just all these different things that come up. And so what are circles? Look at sacred geometry. What does that represent as far as the circle in that aspect? This is how you utilize these portals and the things that are open to bring into your magic. And so I wanted to just share that with you. It's also associated with the zodiac sign of the Scorpio. So Scorpio and Silver and Saturn. Okay, so just if you like to work with planetary and the elements with that as well. Let me think if there's anything else I really want to say regarding the number 8. Infinity, as we talked about, karma, so you can definitely use that to clear out, like I said, that karma, any type of karmic release that is that you want to work on, cutting cords, very much related to transformation, and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's the number 8. Now we're going into 2/22/2020, which carries the vibration of 10, or 1, however you want to look at that, which automatically like comes up with oneness. 10 is a divine number. It's all about the return to unity, the fusion of being and non-being. 10 is very much about the completion of a cycle, transformation, your self-development, your self-awareness, your self-mastery. It's, when you think about 1, which is one of the 9 root numbers from which other numbers, other than master numbers, derive from, right? And then 0 is considered like a God number, a universe number, a creation point. And so, again, looking at the number 8 for 220 and then the number 10 of 222, you can see where there's some similarities there, but there's also some differences. But how you can utilize those dates in working, if you start something on the 20th, how it can carry through, etc., to help you and to with manifesting, to give you that extra energy, push, and charge. What else I want to say? So, yeah, we want to use this a lot for activation, for your manifesting, for your healing, for yourself. There's a few numbers that's coming up, that came up. 1111, of course, a master number, all about ascension and awakening. 911, about higher purpose of one's life. 1212 is also associated with ascension. So there's a lot of numbers. Those are a couple that came up as well when I was kind of meditating, and some other things, but it was a little bit too personal to share. But again, just dropping in to give you a little insights regarding how and why to utilize this portal. Don't forget about it being Black History Month and tapping into that energy as well. And even if you want to look at utilizing that for yourself, if you are not necessarily working with your ancestors directly yet, you can still tap into that as being of African ancestry, of being melanated, to just pull in all that beneficial energy as a replenishment, as a nourishment, as a refueling, calling back all that was ever stripped from you or your bloodline, that you are bringing that is beneficial back into your life presently now, for the benefit of you and your generation, future generations, that generational legacy building, those different things, which also is very much connected to prosperity and wealth. And so in health and love and healing and strength and power and courage and just being connected. And so that's kind of the theme that's going on, and that was what came up during my meditation that I wanted to share with you. I hope this was very helpful, and that you have an amazing week. And I love to, again, feel free to always send me drop some comments if there's anything in particular, if you have any questions. I do kind of check for that. I am jumping off because I am actually a few minutes over the time that I planned on recording, because I have an appointment coming up. But as always, may you have the most magical, mystical, beautiful day. I send you an abundance, a plethora of positive energy, high vibration, and sacred experiences and connections. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.